All right, we're live.
All right.
So yeah, so I think probably no Chuck today. But
Chuck is busy celebrating.
yeah. So so yeah, so I got I think I was telling you, but I hired a guy that Antonio recommended for TikTok.
Oh
So
yeah.
as
Yeah.
much as I despise TikTok, he's running this guy is running Aaron Marino's account and Elliot Hulse and I forgot who else. I think he's working with Jason Capital.
Mm-hmm.
He said that Jason Capital is doing $10,000 a day on TikTok.
Just revenue.
Yep. Yep. He's
Mm-hmm.
got 2.2 million followers on TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
So apparently like TikTok is the place for explosive growth right now. And so I'm paying him $1,500 a month to make 30 pieces of content for TikTok and manage the account. So
Interesting.
yeah.
I'm not paying him $0 to manage my account right now.
Yeah.
That's good, man. I'm hoping that you'll get some good results from this experiment, and hopefully it'll blow it up. So, how is Jason Capital making money directly from? Is he running ads or just because he has all these millions of followers?
I think what he's doing is he's got a funnel set up like a DM funnel or something like that
Mm.
where or maybe I guess on TikTok it gets at your profile, right? So he has like a pitch and then people click a link in the profile and then he's got a sale. He sells them on like $1,000 product.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's like a call, a sales call. So
Yeah, I guess. I mean, so many different ways to approach this funnel.
yeah, I mean for what I figure is for $1,500 a month, it makes sense. Like if I can, he says that he can probably grow like within 3 months. He said he can get over 100,000 followers on TikTok. So
Mm.
that's pretty much worth it. Like it'd be pretty hard not to make back the revenue from that. So
Yeah, I mean, yeah, if that works, should. I, I mean, that's where. Remember, like, that's where we have to keep asking, where do we put any of our energy, and where do we, um, like, what is the best use of our resources, time, all of that combined in any endeavor, right?
yeah, that's
And
why I like this one though, is because there's nothing. So I basically do nothing. I just pay him to run the entire thing, and he's using repurpose. He's repurposing my old content. So just his team is going through all my videos and then finding clips, making 1 minute clips out of them, and then I can also use whatever he's creating for reels on Instagram as well. So yeah, so it should be just and then eventually what he wants to do is a revenue share of some once I'm actually making money off of TikTok. So yeah, so I like this because it's basically nothing, no burden on my time.
mm-hmm,
But
mm-hmm, yeah, yeah. I mean, there's. How would you like? Yeah, it's interesting. Because the difference between this and spending that money on ads is that with ads, you actually have to do the work,
yeah,
right? Because no agency has been able to or is able to do it without you having a converting cold funnel, cold offer, cold converting funnel. Until you have a offer that converts on cold traffic, no agency can really make it worth their,
yeah.
like, no agency can make money for you, really, basically, is what I feel is the truth of cold traffic.
Exactly. Yep. Yep.
Initially, you have to do the work to prove that it is going to sell. You can have some coach, you can have someone to guide you in that direction, but you still got to.
Yeah. So I don't know. So we'll see what happens with this. That's it was just something additional that I figured it doesn't hurt to do.
Yeah. Well, that's
Uh,
where, like, yeah,
yeah.
it is. It's a new channel right now. So uh, I'm working on converting the converting most of my pages to cold traffic style pages.
Okay. Okay. Like creating alternate versions of them or completely changing the page.
Yeah, completely changing the page, writing more copy, writing it in the style of uh, what I was telling you, which is the mini offer, the tiny offer thing. So selling, like, when they sell things, like, to make it an impulse buy under $50. That's
Uh-huh.
the purpose of every sales page we're making now,
Okay. Okay.
right? So making it such that it's a one-off purchase. Well, not a one-off purchase, but it's just that, yeah, the it's not a membership, but it's just that making the sales page, designing the sales page to be with more copy. Because so far, if you've seen any of my book summary pages, there's hardly any copy on them. It's just
Right.
straight up, offer,
Yeah.
get this, and these are the samples. But now, and all of the copy work was being done on email, right? All the convincing that why you need mental toughness was done on email.
Exactly. Yeah.
Selling was done on the sales page, but now we're gonna try to do all of that work on the sales page itself, and or as much as possible. That's selling with copy to get that going. So, and to have those mini offers, basically $37, $47 offers
Yep.
currently for specifically for entrepreneurship and marketing, but over time for all the book summary packs, and be able to test different markets. Like, because my current plan is to probably February or March is when I go full-fledged into just figuring out this ads thing and not doing anything else really. So right
Yeah.
now I'm
Yeah.
just building all of the back end funnels and everything, revamping everything so that when I jump into it full time in March, I don't really have to worry about anything else because I will just be focused full 100% on ads.
Yep. Yep.
I feel like that's the only way it will work. I have to be like 100% in it.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's the best way for sure. Like,
Initially, that's the need of the hour for the entrepreneur to prove that this works, prove that this. I've seen this multiple times. I've had one of my coaching clients. He was doing well, but he was like, okay, I've hired this guy. I'm gonna have him build out my webinar funnel for this product, and he will do all the emails, the selling, and like uh, coach, like sales calls, strategy sessions to convert them. And I'm like, dude, not gonna work unless you actually are the person who's gonna convert initially. Then you can hire them to improve it. You can hire to improve the conversions, but you're
right.
gonna just bring in a random marketing person and expect them to pull off a product launch. No, because nobody knows your market like you do. And like, I think there is the scalability side of hiring and then the inception side of hiring.
Yeah.
Right. At the point of conception or inception, that's when people, like, the entrepreneur has to be involved. But at the point of scaling, you can bring other people to do more or better of what you have done,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? So what you would call proof of concept, or you would call, the inception point, or you call it MVP, whatever you want to call it. I think there is an MVP inside an MVP inside an MVP every step of the way in business.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's
But
how it always works for anything that you do it first and come up with a system that works, and then you hire someone to do it, and then they do it better.
yeah, you can hire someone in-house and train them to do those things and expect that to take time, or
Yeah.
hire them in-house who's like really talented at that and work with them. But to expect someone to just be like, okay, go learn this system and implement it and make sales, or for expecting someone to, like, there is this fine line between, like, that's the line that you and we have talked about a lot in business with regards to something as simple as Facebook ads, right?
Right.
But you can take it anywhere you want. It's the same challenge in business where it's like, when do you what is the right time to hire someone to do that for you? Now here's the other thing: instead of hiring an agency, if you hired someone in-house to
Yeah.
do Facebook ads for you, you guys would figure it out very quickly,
Right. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
If you
Exactly.
brought someone in-house and say, dude, I'm paying you $10,000 a month, your job is to pay your salary within the next 2 months,
Yeah.
right? Or something like that. Like, if he knows, unfortunately it's very hard to find people who would actually be able to do that, but there might be young hustlers who are willing to do something like that. But unless there is some breakthrough, there is no scalability, there is no scale, and there is no use of hiring people to scale anything unless there's a breakthrough, unless
Yeah.
there is a 0 to 1 moment, to put it precisely, right?
Yeah.
So you have to get to 0 to 1 moment with the, like, you can, I'm trying to like put this in a more concrete format in my mind, especially given, the troubles you've run into with ads, and like, why is it not, like, at what point should John hire an ad person, right? At what point would it be advisable to do that?
Well, if I just had someone, I mean, there's multiple ways to do it. One way is to just figure it out myself, but to like devote a large amount of time to just researching it, figuring out, trying it out, you know, and coming at, like, if I do that, eventually I'll get something that works. The other way is to hire someone, like you said, that their whole job is just to work on this full time and figure this out and get this working, right?
Yeah,
You know, so
yeah. Only when you get like the feeling that you've gone from 0 to 1, can you hire people to do that for you. The
yeah,
agency, you can hire external people to do that and say, okay, you take this 1 to 1 million now. I've broken through the barrier of 0 to 1. Now it's just a matter of going from 1 to 1 million.
yeah, exactly, yeah.
The initial sales are the hardest to get, or the first 100 or whatever sales are the hardest, most painful.
Yeah, figuring out what will work.
Mhm.
Uh,
What else is going on? Are you guys doing anything? What's your plan for a bulldog the next few weeks?
I'm probably gonna run a promotion. Actually, this is kind of a last minute thing,
You host?
but I got this guy that contacted me that's I've had him on my channel before. He's a he's a male porn star.
Hmm.
So he just released a course uh called Sexual Dominance Escalation.
You can
And
tell me it's me. You don't have to hide that. It's okay.
what I can tell everyone it's you.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, okay, well. But I was going through his course because at first I was like, yeah, I don't know, I'm not going to promote, like, he kind of dropped on me last minute. But then I was like, all right, send me the course and let me take a look at it and we'll see. and it's pretty damn good. It's like, I mean, it's kind of funny because I think so. It's unique, right? In the sense that he's a porn star, and so he is actually like in his course, he actually has video of him actually, you know,
Damn.
showing the technique. So
Oh my God.
I mean, there's like there's information out there that's similar, but not to this degree. So I'm like, so I'm thinking this is probably pretty damn this is probably going to sell pretty damn good to my audience, right?
Hmm.
It's like because he's legit, he's got the you know, the credibility, and it's something that definitely my audience would be interested in. So for Bulldog Mindset, especially the members, maybe I can offer them a discount on it, or something like that. But yeah, so I'll probably do a promotion for that. That's what I'm thinking. I think that'll work well. I've got a few things now that I've got that would.
How
I
much
need to
is
really.
how much is the course and what's the sales mechanism?
I think it's $300. I need to look and see what his sales page looks like and everything. But uh, it looks like he hired a pretty good copywriter for it. I was looking at the sales letter that he had in there, so I need to check out his sales page. But yeah, it's pretty good content. So I think I'll probably promote that, and that I think will do well. And that's one of those things I can just put in the members area as like an affiliate, you know, link, and constantly make sales from that. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think what else was I working on. Um, I had something else that was. What's that?
Bluehost. Bluehost.
Yeah, I still need to do the Bluehost. I haven't planned that out quite yet. Uh, I've got I can't remember what else I was gonna do. That was
The 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 Viagra, the male Viagra, the electronic Viagra.
oh yeah, that one I'm gonna do too. That one should do well. Maybe I should combine them. It'll be like a bundle offer.
Yeah, bundle. That's a tough one.
That'd be funny. But
But this one, are you gonna do that over email? Are you gonna
the
do any of these over email? That's the big
well,
question.
I'm gonna do a live stream. Yeah, I mean, I'll do it over email. I'll just have to figure out how to do it in a way that
Or are you gonna do a full-blown promotion over email without being able to even talk about it clearly?
I think what I'll do is I'll try to get Tim to write emails that just drive them to the sales page out of curiosity, and then the sales page will have the real details. You know what I mean? Like it's all I have to do is mention.
What's the sales page? Let's take a look.
I don't know what the sales page is. Let me
What's the
see.
guy?
He's Sterling Cooper.
Hmm.
Let me see if I don't know if he's launched yet, so it might not be out there yet. Yeah,
He hasn't launched it yet.
I think he's launching it next week.
How would you know it works or it
Uh,
sells?
well, I'm looking at the course and I know I can sell the shit out of it because it's good.
Well, it's not about the inside though. Yeah, what's the sales page?
Well, I know, but like it's what you can pitch with it. Like uh I know it's unique, right? Like no one's doing anything like this. So
What's the sales page?
there's no I don't know what the sales page is for it yet. I can't find it.
Hmm.
So I don't think he's launched it yet, but
Hmm.
I'll have to figure out what it is. But anyway,
How big is
it
your
should
list
be.
now? 10,000 plus?
What's that?
How
My
big?
for
Bulldog.
Bulldog? Yeah, I think it's 10,000. Let me see. I don't even pay as much attention to the list now because of the
Tim is doing that.
because well, and because I'm selling mostly through YouTube now, right? Like I think most of the sales are just coming from YouTube at this point. Like the direct sales. Uh,
Well, if they're coming from YouTube, man, why not run ads?
yeah, I've got 10,176
And what's your
people on
open
the.
rate normally?
Let's see. Uh, open rates around 20%.
Okay.
So Yeah, not too bad. Click rate's not very high, but it's almost always pitching the same thing membership. So I need to
Hmm.
clean up the list a little bit.
Sterling Cooper, the Aussie porn star. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
This is crazy. Hey man, you got, you got. Just in case the entrepreneurship thing doesn't work out for you, at least you have a connection now.
Yeah. Connection to the industry. There we go.
Yeah, at least there's something else. You might
Oh,
want
you
to.
I know what I got going on. Check this out. So you know that company that I had hooked Chuck up with, that code
Yeah, developer.
uh developer media, right? So I tried to get them to pay me a percentage of the deals that they did through Chuck,
Mm,
which they kind of they're like, yeah, we can't, we have overhead and all this stuff. So I was like, okay, all right. So uh I wasn't gonna not like do the deal or help or hook them up just because
mm,
they weren't going to pay the finder's fee. So they're like, oh, we could give you like a $500 gift card or something. So I was like, all right, fine, whatever. I guess maybe there's a better way to go about that. But finally, but then I was like, um, oh, I said, because I knew that their newsletter had 1 million subscribers, right? So I was
mm,
like, oh, I was like, maybe I can pay for to run an ad in your newsletter because I'm launching my new book, right?
mm.
So they're like, so the woman in charge of marketing there said, oh, that I can do for you. I can just give you 1 million impressions on our newsletter for US and Canada. So 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 I got it's, I guess it's value, it would have cost me 6 grand. uh so I'm getting 1 million impressions. I had Tim write the copy. It's a little ad, it's just a little like, it's not a whole email, so it's like an ad in the email, so it's not quite as effective as a full email, but still 1 million impressions to US and Canada uh
What do
for for the book. um that's gonna should skyrocket the book. I think it goes out on, I thought she said on the 26th, so tomorrow, or it might be 28th. It's either 26th or 28th. I'll have to look up. But yeah, so that should kill. That should make the book. Uh, I figure I'll sell at least 1,000 copies of the book with 1 million impressions. What do you think?
mm. Let me see. Let's just do the math, right? Let's say they get if it's a newsletter with multiple things to click on it, maybe you get, let's say, 0.5% click through, right?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So 10,000 would be 1% click through. 0.5% would be 5,000 clicks. And
Yeah.
if you get 5,000 clicks, that is crazy. That
It,
itself, I mean, what's your conversion on that click usually? Do you know?
I would guess. I mean, it's completely perfectly targeted. I would guess it'd be maybe at
But
least
what's it
10%, maybe
for your
20%.
audience usually?
Huh?
What's it for your audience from email to
I it I don't
on?
know for the book because you can't really track book sales on Amazon.
Okay, so let me see if I can get it ballpark right. Okay. 0.5%. How many clicks are, how many other things are they putting in that newsletter?
There's one other ad, and then there's articles for their code project
But
thing.
each of them has a link.
I think so.
So they have like 5 or 6 things in there.
I believe so. Let me see if I've got an example of their
Because
newsletter.
maybe you get anywhere from 0.1 to 0.5% click at that point, depending on how many clicks are available and where they place it, right?
Yeah,
If they place it on the top, then you get a lot more. If you place it in the middle, then you don't get much. But if they place it at the bottom, then also it's possibly good. Um,
um, yeah. I don't know. It's at the top. It should be at the top of it.
yeah, I mean, the back of the envelope calculation, I'm assuming, let's say 5,000 clicks.
Yeah,
Um,
somewhere
Or
between 500 to 1,000 sales maybe of the book.
well, okay, so 5,000 clicks to that sales page on Amazon, and you think that sales page on Amazon is converting at 10%?
I would say so. I mean, it might be higher. It's directly relevant. You know what I mean? Like it's a book for software developers, and it's all software developers. So
Hmm. All right. Well, that would be amazing. That would like literally allow you to have conversions. Like 500 sales would mean what? Like, would that put you on the like? How many have you sold so far
let me see what the total sales are.
this week or since you launched it again?
It's ranking pretty good right now. It's 32,000 in the Kindle store.
Sales, copies, books sold.
Yeah, I know. I was just saying the ranking. Let me look up the Kindle sale or the actual sales. Uh, let's see, month to date. Uh, 284 of the ebook and 138 of the paperback.
So this could literally double that in a day.
Yeah,
In
yeah,
a
exactly. Yep,
hmm.
yep.
Connects your company with industry's decision. Today's most influential developers. Dude, this is where the Russell Brunson, when he says, think about where your traffic is. That's the first question you should always ask yourself. Where is your traffic?
Yeah, yeah,
Because then you can always find a way to. Because if someone has, like, if you have a developer related product and you can get to these people and connect and get in front of the right audience, if your product is good, you automatically have a business.
yeah,
I was just thinking about it over the last few days about why building a following on social media is a much more dangerous path to business compared to building a great product. And here's my reasoning why.
okay,
Building a following on social media on any channel, basically you know, you're a slave to that channel.
yep,
You you're stuck in the sense there's no you're stuck to one company for the rest of your life,
yeah, yeah. You're tied
right?
to where your traffic's coming from. Yeah,
You're tired big time. But when you have a great product, you can sell it wherever the fuck you want.
I
Anywhere,
guess. Yeah, yeah,
any media channel is available if you have a great product because all you really need is a way to convey that message on that media channel,
yeah,
right? The sales message. Because I have sold my book summary products through email, through YouTube, through podcast, through joint ventures, through affiliate partnerships, through our blog directly, through Instagram, through LinkedIn, through basically almost every media that's out there
yeah,
that I have used in my life, right? So
yeah,
having that product is so much more crucial when you think about building the business part of things compared to just building the audience, because the audience is fickle because you don't control anything about that audience. So um, the audience building game is a dangerous game, but the product building game, if you get the product right, something like developer media, right? If you have the right product for that audience, something like developer media can blow up your business in a day or in a week or 2 weeks time frame.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I think it goes. It can go either way though, because here I'll give you a good example, right? So I was talking to this girl that had mentioned she was like, "Oh, I don't understand why these incel guys like put themselves at the bottom of the barrel. Like, why would you put yourself at the bottom of the barrel? Like, why would you make yourself lower than everyone else?" And um, and uh, and I was like, I kind of explained it, and then something clicked when she said that because I've got this friend that's has this small YouTube channel. It's got like a couple thousand subscribers to it.
Mm,
Okay. But and he has got a small email list, like maybe 2,000 people, and he's got shitty sales page, right? I mean, it's literally just the teachable page with buy my course, like
mm,
it's completely shitty.
mm.
His sales emails are like buy my course, right? That's what they are, right? And and the course isn't even like great, right? I mean, there's it's
I
just
think I
like
know
there's
what you're talking about.
okay, but the dude made like $700,000 this year in course sales.
Hmm.
Now, the reason why he did this, okay, is because he his audience is so infatuated with him, right? So yeah, yeah. So he calls his, in fact, I guess this kind of reveals it, um but he calls the people that follow him on YouTube and like his audience the hot dude army.
Mm,
Okay. So think about that, right? So he's lifted them up, right? Most of these guys are not hot dudes. Most of them are kind of dorks, you know what I mean? But it doesn't matter because they believe this. Like, so he's calling them to this thing. So his whole thing is completely based on this. It's like a reverse charisma.
mm,
It's somewhat his charisma. He's charismatic, he's definitely a charismatic dude, but it's more that he's creating this inflated value of themselves, of them wanting to associate
mhm,
uh, with this name of being the hot dude army of what they want to be,
mhm,
which is the complete opposite of like incels pushing themselves to the bottom. These guys are pushing themselves to the top,
mhm,
right? Even though they don't even really deserve to be there. But that's actually, I was thinking about it too, and I was like, you know, it's actually inspiring them to do. A lot of these guys are actually turning their lives around and doing good because they believe this. That it's like you give a dog a bad name, right? You might as well hang the dog. Well, if you give a dog a good enough name, apparently the dog, learns how to jump through hoops and becomes a stunt dog,
mm,
and so that's what's happening in this case. And so, but what's interesting about that is it's the opposite. Like what you're saying is true. So if you have a really good product, okay, and you can sell that product anywhere. You just have to find an audience for it. But on the other hand, at the other extreme, if you just have a really tight connection to your audience, right? If you really have like a really tuned in audience where they're really all about you and what you're giving them,
mhm.
then you can also be extremely successful. So
You can be.
there's
I
there's
never.
both of those.
I agree 100%. You can, like, the audience game is always like, if you build the audience, you will always, like, there's market for that. What
Yeah.
I think is that it's not a robust business proposition, because it's not a long-term business proposition, is what I say. It's a proposition. It's a
Yeah.
hustle proposition. It's not a business proposition that can stand for very long, because as soon as one leg disappears, now you're now you're like, okay, well, let me go. Like, it's a very it's like a uh, the your business is built on marketing only, not on a real product that would sell.
Well, yeah, I mean, but Tony Robbins' business is built completely on that as well, right? So his product is not, he does not have, Tony Robbins does not have a superior product. His product is really not great, right? But he's selling it based on charisma and his cult like following, right?
Well,
That's
yeah, but whichever way. Okay, so let's kind of
like,
dissect.
have you ever bought a Tony Robbins product, like one of his video courses? It's I mean, it's pretty shitty. It's like just like he didn't even create it. Like he just had like places where he was filming, where they were filming him talking, and someone came in and like took different clips, and then someone else made lessons out of it, and like you know what I mean. So
Yep. I haven't done that. I've only been to his live events. So
Okay.
I believe you. Like I believe that it is not as good as it could have been. But I think what is different from Tony Robbins versus a YouTuber doing YouTube things
Uh,
is that Tony Robbins can go tomorrow to advertise on Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram,
yeah.
Pornhub, on no, not Pornhub, um, on TikTok, on email, on developer media kind of like websites. He can go to affiliate partners. All of that is open to him because there is a product that meets a demand in the marketplace, and he's able to sell it. It may not be that he's able to sell his shitty digital product, but he probably will be able to sell his Date with Destiny or his UPW or any of those things, right? Or broker blueprint, any of that, right?
Based on reputation, though, even if he advertises, like most of the sales will come. If you were to take the Tony Robbins product, strip his name off of it, and just try and sell it, you would not succeed.
Mm-hmm.
So he combines both elements in the sense that he's big enough to be able to do that, but the brand is what is powerful. Like brand is extremely powerful
Mm-hmm.
if you really want to grow, like if you really want to scale. So it's basically this, like what you're saying. If you have a really good product, obviously you can sell that product just on the merits of the product alone, right? So
It will take effort
right,
to find the right marketing channels, to find the right
right.
sales. All of that work will be required, but over time, you can win the game and you can spend more and more and more.
Which will get you to the point where, I mean, if you can build a brand,
Yeah.
right? Because when you have a brand, then you have an unfair advantage.
Which is what we're talking about with Tony, right?
Yeah,
Mhm. So the audience building part, the audience game overall that people play or that works, uh, is good, but it builds a mini brand in a mini sphere.
yeah, exactly. That's
It's
exactly what it
a
does.
brand in a virtual sphere that YouTube can come in and just pop, and there goes the
Yeah,
bubble, and there goes the brand. And now, if that guy has to go and sell this on open market, he would die trying to sell it on open market because, as you said, his marketing is terrible, his product is not good. So then you can't sell it on open market, but you can sell it on this little bubble of what you call your sphere of influence that you have created. And that's why I seriously always think of these things as the hustle, the quick hustle. It will make you money. It's like the affiliate marketer, I feel.
yeah,
Affiliate marketers make money, but they don't have a business. Like all my affiliate marketer friends, the only thing I know is they're hustling for the next deal.
yeah, yeah. That's true.
Every
Exactly.
single time they're hustling for the next deal. And the
Yeah,
only thing I know with people who are just focused on that selling, like doing content based, like not content based, but doing building a following on one media channel.
yeah,
Their hustle is let me just build my audience on this channel, so hopefully I'll make more money in the future, and let me just keep pushing content. I feel like both of those are very dangerous business models because at some point the bubble does pop, which
well,
are
think about, yeah, well, think about, like, okay, so here's a classic example of kind of what you're saying. Like if you really want to blow up, what you're saying is absolutely true, right? So take Spanx for example, right? How quickly did Spanx grow? It was like, I think the first year it was like $400,000 in revenue, or it was like a $4 million company in like 2 years or something like that, and then $1 billion company in 4 years, right? Which it's somewhere around there. Anyway, the point is that the whole thing, it had nothing to do with it had everything to do with like being a product that was extremely useful, and then the channel, right? So the only way, it was just huge distribution channels. That's what happened, right? I think Walmart picked it up, or I don't remember, or QVC, right? QVC was the big turning point when Spanx hit QVC. That's when it became $1 billion company, right?
I did not know about all of this. Where did you find this stuff?
I don't know. I don't remember. Maybe I'm just making it up. But let me see. Spanx origin story. Let's look it
I
up.
would
Let's
love
see.
likely to write a book.
Yeah,
We'll read that book.
but it's something like that. I've history. Um,
But anyways, yeah.
anyway, it's something like that. But because it says in 2000, Blakely launched Spanx from her apartment, undertaking all initial calls and marketing herself. Her boyfriend at the time, healthcare consultant, later resigned from his job and joined Blake in running the nascent business. Okay, so uh, okay, uh, okay, yeah. So here's the here. Okay, so Blakely previously conducted a meeting with a representative of Nemus Marcus Group, at which she changed into the product in the ladies' restroom in the presence of Neiman Marcus buyers to prove the benefits of innovation. Blakely's product was sold in 7 Neiman Marcus stores as a result of the meeting, right? Bloomingdale's, Saks, Bergdorf, Goodman soon followed, right? So what happened was it's all chain distribution, right? So it's all the distribution channel
Mhm.
is what happened with that. It had nothing to do. So, okay, she could have built up this company online with social media, right? She could have been the face of it and had TikToks of people wearing Spanx and Instagram accounts and a YouTube channel or whatever and all that stuff and built a personal brand about it and sold it, right? Uh like you're saying, or she could or she could do what she did, which was to find huge distribution channels and then become a billion-dollar company, right? It's like one of those will get you to maybe $1 million, a couple $1 million company after like 5 years, and one of them will get you to $1 billion company.
Yep.
So if you really want to grow, you need distribution channels.
Exactly.
You're
A
right.
product, a product that works, and now you go like you find distribution channels for that damn thing.
Yeah.
That is the true scale of operation, right? Because just acquiring audience, as we're talking about in the case of the other person, it's good. It's good for a very small kind of business that you can build, but it will never, like, there's no way you'll go to Shark Tank and say, hey, I have this. Do you guys want to invest in this business so we can blow this shit up? Right?
Right.
Not going to happen because there is nothing to blow it up with. There's no
Right.
blow up. Okay, so there's nothing to, there's no scale factor in audience building.
Right. Well, that was the whole thing. I mean, heck, remember when Aaron Marino went on Shark Tank, right? What did they that because his first Shark Tank appearance was his YouTube channel, essentially, right? It was the digital courses he was selling on Men's Style,
Yeah.
right? And they laughed because they're like, there's no way. What are we supposed to do with this?
Yeah.
You know. So
And even today, like I think the was it Barbara who invested or maybe nobody invested? I don't know. What the plans they said.
well, the
But
second time he came back was for the Pete and Pedro's, which
exactly,
was actually a product that could
yeah,
have distribution.
exactly, and that's why I think he got Barbara to invest in him, right? Barbara Corcoran.
I'm not sure. I thought he got shut down the second time as well, but I'm not sure.
No, no, Barbara Corcoran became an
Are you
investor.
sure?
Yeah, I think so, man. That's how I remember.
What's funny though is he's actually done some uh he's in good with Kevin O'Leary now, actually. So
Oh, yeah, maybe not. Made a deal with Barbara. He did. Barbara Corcoran offered him 100K for 10% of.
oh, okay. Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I think every Shark Tank deal that is done is based on the fact that it's a good product, but the shark can bring in a distribution channel that can blow it up.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yep, that's the value of it, right? I mean, Aaron didn't need 100K. 100K doesn't give a shit about Aaron 100K, right?
Yeah,
He's making millions of dollars. He has his own 100K. He doesn't need 100K.
yeah,
What he wanted was the distribution channel.
yeah. And there was no way he could get that from any of those people because none of them were the right people for something like that.
Right.
But yeah, so the good, um, uh, the longer term play is always the product play,
Yeah.
right? The longer, or let's say the scalable play is always the product play. A good product will always find, like, you can always go to something as simple as developer media. I mean, I think I was just thinking of what Chuck is doing today, right? He has a podcast, and the developer media people are going to advertise. All of this conversation is because of what we're talking about with developer media. But if Chuck had a product that works for developers,
Yeah.
something like what we were talking about, even if it was a mastermind where he used to teach people how to blah blah blah, and he could advertise on that developer media for a webinar or a masterclass on how to do this, and he had a real product. Imagine how quickly that shit would go up to $1 million,
Yeah. Yep.
right? In sales. It's not that far fetched if you have the right audience, the precise audience that these guys have access to.
Yeah. Yep.
But for Chuck to start hustling on that and try to build a $1 million business off of that, it's going to take a long time. He'll probably get there, but with the right channel, with the right marketing and distribution channel, even if it was Facebook ads or some kind of advertising, he will get there much faster than hustling all by himself trying to figure it out just from his podcast.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And the problem Chuck exposed in this whole nightmare that he went through over the last 6 months is that without a product, you could be in big trouble.
Yeah.
Without a product, you could really, like, you don't have, I feel like without a product, the business is still, it's not convincing business enough yet. You can make money, you can hustle and make money, but without a real product, you don't have anything that you own truly. Because you don't own your YouTube subscribers, you don't own your podcast subscribers, unless you have
Yeah.
a product to give to the world. You're just transacting.
Yeah. I mean, in his case, it's a little different, like having a podcast network, but
Yeah, well, I mean, if he considered that as a product, he wasn't able to sell that product.
yeah, yeah. So you have to be able to sell the product, to package up the product and sell the product. So,
Yeah. So the product has to sell for it to be of any value to the marketplace, for the
but
marketplace.
see, but that's exactly what happened with his deal with Developer Media, and that's why I hooked him up with them, because they're a distribution channel,
Yes,
because
exactly.
they're selling his product, right? Because they have a lot of advertisers that they have, and they can sell to those advertisers. So,
See, these guys, developer media, even though they're a distribution channel, and you can say, hey, how come a media company like that is a company if you don't think of a company without product as a company?
they're using
Well,
someone else's product there. Yeah.
yeah, they are actually, their
Their
product,
platform.
the platform that they've built, their product is the availability of all of these different people that they can scale massively, right?
Right.
They're not like, okay, we got these 500 people on YouTube that we sell to. They're like, we've got attention all over the place that we have acquired, and we can keep acquiring. The thing about developer media that is so good is that if tomorrow YouTube goes away, they couldn't give a fuck. They're like, all right, yeah, what's the new channel that we can use? We can plug and play whatever comes our way, right? If tomorrow podcast goes away, so what? Let's go. What's the next thing that's on the horizon that we can use? Because we have a system that works, we have something that actually creates results for the end user that we can
Yeah.
keep telling again and again and again. But when there are people who are selling, like, or people who are just making money on ads on YouTube, it's a good, like, it's like what the the CEO of Nokia one time told us, it's like peeing in your pants in the wintertime just to keep yourself warm.
Yeah.
It's a funny metaphor, but it really kind of brings alive the idea of like this is all short lived.
Yeah.
There is no product, there is no business. I mean, it is a business, but it is a very um, short-lived reality of the world, and we don't know who takes it away when. The dependence on that stuff is so ridiculous that there is no real value. Let's think about it this way, right? Graham Stephan is a big like he's blown up on YouTube.
Right.
If for tomorrow, for whatever reason, YouTube decides to shut down his channel,
Right.
what is Graham Stephan?
I mean, hopefully he's got an email list.
Yeah, he probably doesn't, but
If
it's
he doesn't
over.
have an email list, it's done. But at the same time, right, is he's making $1 million a month on YouTube. So
Yeah, that's why I say like
yeah.
it's longer term play. You can play the game of the affiliate marketing, and you can play the game of building the business or not building, getting paid. I think we have to distinguish between getting paid versus building a business.
Yeah.
You can get paid, but the business doesn't really have any business for to it. There is
Yeah.
no real long term reality. Like there's no knowing what will happen to it tomorrow. Not just long term, but tomorrow. He can have $1 million coming in tonight, and tomorrow it's all gone because YouTube just decides to shut him down.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the variable. But if you have a product, if he had a product, kind of like what Meet Kevin guy does, he has a
Yeah.
product. Even if YouTube decides to shut him down, he could possibly go tomorrow and say, okay, let's
Yeah. I've
write a
got.
sales page.
Yeah.
Let's sell it on Facebook. Let's sell it on podcast. Let's sell it on this. Let's sell it on that. And he could come back very strong and build a business.
Right.
But Graham Stephan is like, he's a dancing monkey for YouTube right now.
Right. You're right.
Do it while it lasts, but when it's gone, it's gone.
Yeah. I mean, he's got some products too. I think he's selling on there. He's not pitching them very much because he doesn't need to. But I think he's got a few products. If I look at his video, let me see.
And what's with Noah creating video after video about how other people are getting rich?
Noah.
Yeah.
I was just on a call with Noah. I was trying to set up a mastermind with Noah, but
Yeah.
um, yeah, he's really trying to grow his YouTube right now.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, I don't see. Oh, well, okay. So Graham has the weekly mentorship real estate agent academy. Enroll in the course for $169 a month. 2-time weekly membership to answer and discuss any questions. So, huh. YouTube Creator Academy, is that his or yep, that's his course as well. Real Estate Agent Academy. Yeah, he's got a Real Estate Agent Academy 497, Real Estate Wealth and Investing Blueprint 397, YouTube Creator Academy 397,
Mm.
and then his monthly mentorship program. So
Yeah.
yeah, he's probably making some pretty good money off of those as well. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. So the fact that he's actually doing that is the way forward for him, or at least a good sign that he's gonna keep a business even when YouTube or anything else that was there wouldn't exist anymore.
Yeah,
He's gonna have a business. But Meet Kevin guy, he's definitely doing a much better job of pushing and making that happen for real. So
yeah. Except Meet Kevin now has just basically devolved into the
news,
stimulus package news. So
he's,
he's hit his 1 million subscribers, but I mean, he's making You know, but see these guys with every video. So okay, so meet Kevin, right?
Mm.
So he's selling courses, sure, and he's making a lot of money on the courses without promoting the courses because they're just in links. But that's because okay. So do you want to know how many videos that Kevin made yesterday? He
Yeah.
made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 videos yesterday. He's basically doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's doing like 5 to 7 videos a day. Each one of those videos gets on average like 200,000 to 300,000 views.
Mhm.
So if you were to look at Kevin's ad revenue, it's $1 million a month just in ad revenue.
Yeah.
I mean, it's more than $1 million. So again, so what you're saying is all makes sense, but in Kevin's position, he's doing exactly the right move, which is make fucking if you can get 200,000 views on a video, make 7 videos a day. You know, each video that he makes is worth $100,000 maybe. I don't know, or $50,000, I guess.
Hmm.
So uh as crazy as it is, because it doesn't matter. So he doesn't have a sustainable business if YouTube shuts him down. Big fucking deal. He's like, he can spend money trying to build a sustainable business, or he can ride the wave and make millions of dollars until he gets shut down, which maybe he'll never get shut down. You know what I'm saying? So he's making the right call as far as making money.
Yeah. Well, let's put it this way. I think you created a video about it, and you said why Graham Stephan is winning and why you can't do the same.
Right, exactly. Yeah, yeah.
So let's put that into perspective for people. What that really meant, what you were trying to say is, um, from what I remember of that video, is like this is not like trying to go viral on YouTube and trying to make a bunch of videos on YouTube and hope that you will get $1 million a month in ad revenue is a fool's errand. Yes, you might get there and you might be able to play that game, but trying to do that as a business model is a fool's errand. You might get lucky and you strike that
Right.
gold there, but think that, oh, I'm gonna become a YouTube, like my business model is to become YouTube famous.
Well, that's why there was this really good book I read. I can't remember the name of it now. It was like this computer science book, and it's talking about like randomize early and kneel later, right? So the whole idea is like you put a lot of stuff out there initially. You try a lot of things, and then when something is picking up, then you focus completely on that and drop everything else, right? And so that could be the case with YouTube. Like if you're creating a YouTube channel and your videos start to go viral, then you should just focus on making viral videos, because that one avenue will get you uh, y- you know like having a super strong. So for example, like just take like meet Kevin for example. If your videos are getting like 200,000 views, you don't have to worry about like marketing. Like you don't have to build up like you just literally have to have a link in your description that has a course and you'll sell it. You know what I mean? That's because you just have so much traffic there. So your focus should be on creating the videos and in gaining the views,
Mhm.
right? At some point. So I don't know. It's like it's what you focus on, right? It's split focus is what kills everything. So if you focus just on just creating, like if you're like, okay, so if you're like, I'm just going to master the YouTube algorithm, right? And I'm just going to create videos, I'm going to figure this out, I'm going to create multiple channels, and I'm going to figure out how to master YouTube. You could do that and you would probably have a high chance of success.
What I am saying is that is probably the worst business advice I could give to anyone.
Is to try and master the YouTube algorithm.
And go become a sensation and star on YouTube. Like that's the
Well,
worst thing. Why?
it de-
Because they maybe would, and maybe a year later they wouldn't even exist on YouTube. That's how fickle all of this
yeah.
shit is.
Well, maybe not if you're staying on top of it. I mean, if your whole job is to do that, it's like it whatever you focus on, that's the thing. It's like as long as you focus on something, you'll have success, right?
But
You could
okay,
focus on So the way that someone like Kevin essentially is using YouTube is as a distribution network. It is a distribution platform, right? It's different. It's not being used in the sense that we're using YouTube as a traffic source. His is a distribution platform for his product, which is him,
Mm,
because it's of scale enough.
mm. Yeah,
So
and I'm saying, like, if someone were to start a business, I would never, like, it would be very irresponsible to say, hey man, you should go and start a YouTube channel and figure out how to become a sensational celebrity on it and get 1 million views per day. That's your claim. That's your business
yeah,
model. Do it.
no, that's yeah, because it's someone could do that and they could become successful at it if
Yeah.
they're willing to put the effort into it, but it's not a it's not an easy path, and it's not a path that is going to be one that most people will should do.
It's not only not an easy path, that path is almost like it's a path of um, me saying, hey man, if you work really hard at your job, you will actually become the CEO one day. So you should be working really hard and you will make it. So
No,
keep,
no, it's
and
different though.
a little bit different, but not that different, because what you're promising is the potential of you getting successful on somebody else's uh, thing, not really building your own thing.
Well, think of it this way, okay? So what matters, right? If you really want to make money, right? What you need is well, think about, like, okay, MJ DeMarco, was talking about this in Millionaire Fastlane, right? He basically was putting together the equation. He's like, okay, so you have, like, essentially you have the number of people that you reach versus the product price, right?
Mhm.
And that's like, you either need like a really high product price, or you need essentially a really large distribution of people. And so, but what he was saying is essentially what really, because he had that taxi cab referral business, right? And there was like a limit to that because he could only refer so many, taxi cabs, right? And so so that like defined how big that business could grow. But essentially what it comes down to is, if you really want to grow and blow up a business, you just need some wide you need some massive scale. You need to have some form of massive scale, right? So okay, so Facebook advertising, that could be massive scale, right?
Mhm.
YouTube can be massive scale. If you can amass millions of views, like millions of subscribers, or hundreds of thousands of views on your videos, that's massive scale, right? You don't need much of a product. You don't need any. You can just make money from advertising revenue if you can reach massive scale. Amazon, if you can get a book that you can sell, that's number one, that you're selling 100 copies a day on Amazon, and you've got that distribution, that's massive scale, right? You know anything like, okay, podcasting, right? Joe Rogan's podcast, right? Massive scale on podcasting. Spotify, right? So as long as you
Well,
have massive
I would
scale,
argue
you
that
can
even
make a movie and you could sell it to Netflix as an independent movie studio. Massive scale, right?
you
uh,
can argue that even Chuck had massive scale in the developer podcast niche, but the
but he
scale does
doesn't have massive scale.
not massive scale, but big enough. He
Mm,
was big enough that he had 1 million downloads per month. Is that what he gets?
w-
Not,
I
I
thought
don't.
he had close to the same downloads that you had, is what,
Well,
when we looked at those
not
numbers.
he has more than me. Um,
Anyway,
but
it's not a huge amount though. It's not massive scale.
okay, so yes, you could get massive scale on any specific kind of platform. The challenge that I think we're running into, or the challenge we're describing here, is the difference between having to do and being dependent on one platform versus having the ability to go in and figure out any platform, or not ability, or a product that can, you don't worry so much about, oh shit, if Neiman Marcus doesn't work, then I'm done. No, there's Walmart, there's Nordstrom's, there's Macy's, there's like, that's the difference compared to saying, okay, I have a product that I only my plan to make ton of money is to go viral on YouTube, and everything else doesn't matter.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's not a plan that I would suggest.
It's a plan
But
that doesn't.
what's that?
It's not a plan that you plan for as a business. It can become, you can strike luck in that process and get virality or whatever you want to call it, but it's not a planned thing.
It's not something that I would plan out, but it could be your business strategy. Like you could do it, you could plan it out and really focus on doing that. I mean, it's
I
not
mean, that would be a very dangerous business model, is what I'm
well.
trying to.
But
Or
see, that's the thing. It's about if you swing for the fences, it's always going to be a dangerous business model, right? So, like I was saying with the Spanx, right? She could have used the safe model of just building up a social media and and being successful based on building up an audience and brand, or she could take the risky swing for the fences and go for spend all the effort on wide distribution.
okay, but you said the truth there, which is all big business is built on a product that is able to get massive distribution.
It doesn't well, so for example, let's say you're an author, right? Let's say your product is a book.
Mhm.
Well, you're going to be today, the way that it works is you're going to be on Amazon. Like that's
Mhm.
like if you're not ranking on Amazon, like Amazon is where your sales are going to come from. So you have to essentially master Amazon, right? You have to master the ranking on Amazon.
Maybe not. Maybe you could be like freaking Russell Brunson, who just hacks his way through all this shit. And whether Amazon is there or not, I bet Russell Brunson will sell his books.
Yeah, but that's not he's not a famous author. Like his book is just a lead magnet to sell. His back end is where he makes money.
Right. But
So
the book is great. Every book is great.
yeah, they are, and they do well on Amazon as well. But
Right.
my point is that if you want to focus on one thing, you've got like mastering a platform is 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 extremely beneficial,
Mastering a
right?
platform for advertising is one thing. That is the real game. That's what I keep saying. Mastering a platform where you can sell your stuff is the real game. Mastering a platform for organic growth, that is not the game that really matters. That's a
It's better if you master it though, because take Meet Kevin for example, right? Is it better for him to spend money on advertising or to put out one video? He gets more reach with one video than he could than it would be profitable for him to spend on advertising
no, but
because of the platform.
Beat Kevin is a specific case in which he is making money. Like he's basically the anomaly in the sphere of what we're talking about, right? This is not a business. Meet Kevin is not a business model. Graham Stephan is not a business model. These are anomalies in the sphere of businesses, if you want to call it, and they're not really like, quote unquote businesses because there is no Meet Kevin, there is no business. There is no Graham Stephan, there is no business. The business will die tomorrow if there was no Meet Kevin, right? So there is no money if there is no Meet Kevin, if there is no Kevin, or there is no money if there is no Stefan in that
Hmm.
play. So yes, these are anomalies in the sphere of influence game, you want to call it. But if you think about it, the real game, or yes, Kevin, this is the right thing for Kevin to do, and this is the right thing for Graham Stephan to do. But is this the right thing for someone who's starting to do? Is this the kind of business that they should do, or someone who's trying to build a business? Is this the way to go? That is a very
Well,
dangerous thing, to tell them that, yeah, man, you should go all in on YouTube and go build a sand castle on Sem, or build a castle on borrowed land.
there's only three ways you can get traffic. One is through organic content marketing. The second is through paid acquisition. The third is through distribution,
Hmm.
borrowing someone else's audience, right? You either create your own audience, borrow someone's audience, or pay for it.
Hmm.
That's it.
That's it.
There's no other way. So you got to pick one. And then,
All I'm saying is the less dependent you are on one channel, the more real a business is.
but see, yeah, well, yes, I agree. I definitely agree. The only problem is that when you get down to the brass tacks, it's about making money, right? So it's sort of like you can take the same thing with any kind of investment or real estate deal or anything like that. Is it's like, you know, ultimately what you look at is your ROI, right? Your IRR, your irrespective rate of return. So and the same thing comes down to advertising versus creating content. It's all the same thing, right? Paying for advertising and creating content organically is the same thing. The reason why is because it all just comes down to how much time do you spend and how much money does it cost you, right, to get the traffic, right? So for example, right, if you're just starting out, if you have no YouTube channel or audience or anything, and you want to do content marketing, whether you create blog posts or YouTube videos or podcasts, it's extremely expensive for you to acquire a customer, let's say, or to get a traffic, to get traffic, let's say, to get traffic. Okay. In that case, paying for ads is way cheaper than creating content.
Mm-hmm.
But if you build a platform over time, like again, take where Graham Stephan or Meet Kevin is, then it starts to flip. Now, like it's way more cost effective for him for let's say Meet Kevin to create content, because his content is way cheaper than advertising because of the reach on the platform. He's almost getting like a discounted, right? So whether you're paying for advertising or creating organic content, it's all the same thing. It's just what is the cost for traffic. Like instead of looking at it as different activities, the better thing to look at it as what is the cost for traffic, or what is the cost per customer, right? And that can be equated down to time and money, right?
Yes,
You have to
and
count both those things, because when you run ads, you also have to count the time, but you're looking at more of the money side. And when you run content, you have to count for the time mostly, but also the money of the maintenance and the overhead that you're paying people to
you're
put out
right about
the content.
that. And I want to add to the idea and say that when you are driven by one platform and content on one platform, then yes, you are playing the the roulette. You will hope that this content will keep paying you dividends for a very long period of time. But when the house is over, it's over. It's time to figure out a new thing to do.
Right. Right. And which
Like,
is, again, if you
remember
can
the days when, huh?
master it, if you can get to a point where you have such a massive scale on the platform, then it doesn't matter, that you'll do better. So
Right.
for example, like
That's a game.
you can take two strategies, right? You can take a robust strategy,
Hmm.
or you can take a more of a swing for the fences type of strategy, right? If you take a more robust strategy, it's exactly what you say. Like, I want to build a solid, sustainable business. I don't want to be dependent on one platform, so I'm going to have multiple distribution channels, and I'm going to, if I'm creating an audience, I'm creating on multiple platforms, whatever it is, right? You can have multiple ways. If you do that, you will never reach like a peak scale. Like, you'll never be the top of any one of those channels, right?
Hmm.
If you say, I'm going to swing for the fences, whether it be I'm going to master ads, I'm going to master YouTube, you have to master some traffic source to swing for the fences. And when you do
Hmm.
that, then your cost drops dramatically and your scale increases dramatically, right? So,
Yes, but
but you're also
master.
very susceptible
Well, the thing that I want to add to that is master something to what end? What is the end goal of mastering something, right?
it.
You
It
can
all comes
master.
down to making money.
No, 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 no. There is something beyond that. That's what I'm trying to. There is a stepping stone here. You can master the content game of YouTube and become really popular on YouTube, but there's no like the end game is the YouTube master. That's the end game. But you could master product development and marketing and sales.
Mhm.
The end game is a business that works, that can be deployed, that can be scaled. Because when when the mastery is towards the end game of building a business, it's a completely different mastery compared to saying, okay, I'm just mastering YouTube because the end game is mastering YouTube. And that's
It-
what's happening in a lot of these people's cases. They're mastering YouTube towards the end game of mastering YouTube, which is cool, which will make you money. But who knows how long, for what, and till whatever purpose. Once you can master YouTube all you want, and then YouTube shuts you down and all your videos are gone or whatever it is, or YouTube just gone thin air. uh, FTC decides to separate YouTube and Google, and all the crap happens, and all this. Who knows how this will play out? But your end game was to master YouTube. You mastered it. That's great. But
right.
the end game of playing business is a different end game, which is saying, okay, I'm going to master marketing and sales so that the platform, whichever platform I figure out, I can go build it, I can go find people, I can go scale that platform, compared to saying, I will master how to get my thumbnails right on YouTube, or how to master my scripts right on YouTube, or something like that, or how to, get my videos situated at the right place on the right time, which is it's a great outcome for how long for whatever that game you're stuck in playing, the game of becoming big on YouTube. But it's
But
not the
yeah,
game of uh, mastering the business in general.
I agree. But you can only choose one or the other.
Yeah.
That's the problem. And if you
That's
choose the mastering the business one, you will have a slower, more limited growth. That your chance of
slower.
scaling massively is minuscule,
No,
okay,
slower.
but your chance of surviving is great. If you choose the other route, then your chance of scaling massively is humongous, but your chance of surviving is low.
Well, I'll add to that. Your initial rate of growth when you are diversified will be bad, but but once you once you can find different channels, because at that point, when the business can go and find channels of distribution and make any of them work, that business can grow much faster than a business that is, or not much faster, but I would say it can grow at the same rate, because now you are free to go master whatever, or go deploy your energy in mastering any specific marketing channel. But you don't get that freedom for a long period of time in your business in the
Yeah.
early phase, because you're busy building a business, or busy building something maybe more robust. But yeah, you're right, you can go fast in one marketing dimension. um, but I still believe the organic method of going fast in one dimension is, it's good, but it is what I still cannot call that a
Well,
business. I would call it as it's more like a high paid job. And you can have a
well,
really, really, really high paid job. And you can have
yeah.
a really, 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 really high paid job. But when you don't show up for work tomorrow,
Yeah, then it isn't.
oh,
Well, okay, so think about this way, right? Like if I were starting over today knowing what I know now,
mhm,
I mean,
mhm,
ultimately what I would just do is I would buy a SaaS business.
sure.
Right? That's already been around for 3 years.
You, you,
Um,
you're you're looking to buy a product. You're not looking to buy a marketing system
no,
here.
no. I'm looking to buy a product that also has a channel for
A
getting
marketing.
customers and right. Like I'm looking to buy the end to end. That's why I would buy,
Yeah.
right? But if I were just starting out, let's say building a like a an audience or like not necessarily audience based business, but just like a business just from scratch, right? Not
Mhm,
having anything, then what I would do today is I would pick one channel, one medium. I'd
mhm,
pick something like YouTube or podcast or blog or Instagram or TikTok, right? And I
mhm,
would do nothing for the first 2 years besides focus on mastering that channel. Now, there's a reason why I would do it this way because no overhead, no marketing, no sales, no income coming in,
mhm,
right? That's fine. But nothing to do, no emails to answer. Only thing to do is just make the thing, just focus on on building the audience, right?
mhm,
Because because as soon as you start selling something, you've now created a business. And now
mhm,
you have uh tasks and processes and marketing and sales and customer service and all of these other things, right? And so now it all detracts from it. So I would spend 2 years just growing an audience, just mastering some platform, getting as much virality as I could, building a massive audience as I could. And then only when I had that huge audience, then I could hire someone to actually help me once I launch a product. Then I would launch a product and go from there, right? Because any other way is going to be incredibly slow growth. Like if you're trying to, you know,
Yeah.
build, and
I,
maybe maybe it is Facebook advertising. It doesn't matter. Like whatever it is, you need to master some channel.
yeah, I agree with you on this front. When you're starting, you do need to get some sort of momentum somewhere to build your first leg.
Yeah,
So, but as soon as you've built your first leg, it's time to go build another leg and another leg, and get some sort of stable platform going, so that you have more than just a fickle end results or fickle marketing channel to work with. Maybe you just build a product that is a great product. As soon as you hit a critical mass of audience, you go build a great product and you try to sell it. And you can sell it through your organic channel. Nothing wrong with it. I'm all for it. Build a great product, build a great system to sell the damn product, and then grow up your organic systems to keep selling on the channel. That's all great. Because even if someone were to take you away, what you really built was a product with a marketing and sales systems that you can go and replicate tomorrow on another marketing platform.
right, exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, so I am with you, but I'm saying don't just play the game of getting paid by YouTube.
No, no, I agree. I would never. I
That
mean,
is that is what I have been against, I guess, all this time while we've been
well,
talking.
the thing is though, like I agree with you generally. The only difference is someone like Graham Stephan or Meet Kevin, they should just play that game
Yes,
because
but that's not the game you start with.
no, you never start that. Like starting with that game and thinking that you're going to play that game is stupid. The only
Yes,
reason I think Meet Kevin went down that road, right, having talked to him, is that because when I talked to him, he wasn't blowing up. I mean, he was starting to blow up on YouTube, but he wasn't, and his plan was totally different, like of what he was doing. He was going to sell these courses and do this thing, and but as soon as he started seeing that he was putting out videos and getting 200,000 views, and he could put out 5 in a day, then he made the right call, which is just talk about the fucking stimulus stuff and cash in on this cash cow because
yeah,
by doing this route, he'll make more money in 1 year than he would in 5 years
yes.
going building a robust business.
I want to go back to what we were saying and what the discussion, like I want to go back to two key points here. One is Graham Stephan and Meet Kevin are probably doing the right thing at this stage of their business because this
Sure.
is what they stumbled into, right?
Yeah.
However, don't let YouTube ads be the business strategy that you start your business with.
Yeah. No, that's a ridiculous
Don't
strategy.
let
That's yeah.
podcast sponsorships be the strategy through which you start your business with,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Don't let don't let blog ads be the strategy for which you start blogging.
Right.
That's
Exactly. Yeah.
kind of what I'm trying to convey here. Like all these people, yes, they stumbled into the place where YouTube ads are paying so much that they don't really care about like doing anything else.
Right.
Nobody should go in saying, I'm gonna make money from YouTube ads or sponsorships. Like
Yeah.
that,
Yeah. No, I
that's a
agree.
game to play. But some people will play that game, vlog, whatever, and it's cool, but it's not a business. As soon as you go out, as soon as you run a fever, the business is over, my friend.
Yeah.
Or at least,
No, it's true.
you're if you're out for 2 months, you're fucked. It's over. So
Yeah.
it's a good game.
Or when you eventually burn out, which you will, because yeah. So
Yeah, business like you cannot hire. That's the challenge. I guess that's what kind of sort of I'm trying to convey. You can basically not replicate anything in this business
yeah.
except
Well,
that you are just rank you're just hoping that the YouTube algorithm will continue to sustain you, but you can't really replicate anything in this business. You're gone, the business is gone.
yeah. Yeah.
All right. Thoughts? I guess this was thoughts. The whole
I guess.
90
I guess.
was
No, well, I guess. Well, the thought that I have would be create in your like make, if you really want to sell, if you really want to build a loyal audience that will buy what you're selling, make create some kind of tribe, right? And make people feel special for being part of that tribe, like they're elite. Like that's the key. That's the key thing that will sell you. And that's because when that clicked for me, I was like, oh shit, like I like, making bulldog members need to be like, that needs to be like this high level thing that people are proud of. That's where that's where you'll really have uh,
Mm,
that high conversion rate,
mm.
because people want to belong to an elite, right? Think about like EO, right?
Yeah,
Why most people join EO so that they can say they joined EO.
that's true.
They don't join it because they're gonna trying to grow their business. I mean, a lot of people do, but a lot of people also just join so they can say I'm in EO.
Network and yeah,
Yep.
yeah, yeah. Um, my thoughts. I will go back to the same thought as I was, uh, as we started this whole discussion with, which is uh, think long term when you're trying to build a business. Think way more than just you will stumble into different things as the business grows. You will find new avenues for growth, and when you do catch fire, you should do the right thing at that time and just ride the wave. But don't let riding the wave be the business model that you go for,
Yeah.
right? When the wave does arrive, you take it, but also realize the wave will go away too. And that's when, as Warren Buffett says, when the tide goes away, you find out who's swimming naked. And
Yeah.
and that's what happens when you're riding a wave. The ride goes away, the wave goes away, then you find out who's swimming naked, who doesn't
Yeah.
really have any infrastructure or anything to support that business or to actually call it a business. And,
True.
so,
Yeah.
all
All
right, man.
right. All right.
Later.
See you later. Yep. Take care.